So I thought I'd do a little bit of a track breakdown for this new song I've got coming out in June. It's called Changes. Um, it's like an ambient kind of Novo Amor style piece. I thought I'd show you guys kind of how I put it together if you're interested. So I guess we'll just start off with the start of the track. It kind of fades in into the main kind of acoustic picking pattern. So that all comes from this instrumentation bus down here. This guitar I recorded using my dad's guitar actually. I think it's in open D because it was easy for a non-guitarist to fiddle around in. So I've just kind of got this main guitar track here, which is just run through some pitch shifting and a compressor and EQ just to make sure it's tight and it's not sounding out of tune at all. And that's being sent to this bus, which doesn't have any effects, so all of the delay and stuff is coming from this guitar track. And then I've got this artificial strum that I've put in, which is just on the harmonics of the fretboard. I think it's just right up there on the 12th fret. So you put those two together and you get this nice kind of strum with the harmonics there. Kind of highlights the start of the track. And then you've got this piano bit down here, which is just basic piano with a bit of delay on it. And then that just sits kind of back in the background of the intro here. This big purple bit is my percussion bus. So all of the percussion, so kick, snare, shakers, and scratches were all just like hand sounds hitting on the guitar, that sort of thing. I've got it automated here, so we'll just skip to this bit. And that's all just running through this Chroma Verb, which is a default Logic plugin. So yeah, that's just giving it a bit of reverb, and then all of these are just EQ'd and compressed where needed. So that's the percussion bus for the intro, and then we've got this drone in the background which fades in. This is really cool, this pad. So this was made by taking a piano, putting a bunch of reverb on it, playing a chord, and then sampling the sound of the reverb. So this pad here is just the reverb of a piano. Obviously I've EQ'd it just to keep the high end sparkle and get rid of some of that low end. But that just goes through the whole piece, it just stays there. And then these cellos come in, which is just a cello basically. And that just kind of bodies the whole track and keeps it all the way through. We come up to the vocals. The initial vocals are pretty light on the harmonies. It's not until you get to this bridge section where the harmonies really come in, which is my favourite bit. So the vocals are pretty easy. The vocal chain is just Fresh Air, which is another great free plugin. It helps you kind of EQ those airy high ends of your vocal, and then it brings it out a little bit more. And then the harmonies are just kind of sat in the back, and you got a couple panned left and right to kind of fill out the sonic space. Sometimes I find myself waiting for changes. So the left and right vocals up here were recorded separately, so they each kind of have their own nuance. It's not a perfect duplicate of the vocal on either side. They are just slightly different, so S's might end at the wrong time, which is kind of characteristic to the genre. And then yeah, we just come into the second verse, which is the same, just a little bit more harmonies on this one. And it cuts me down. So that's just, yeah, that's pretty straightforward there. But you add the instrumentation and it kind of fills it out a little bit more. And it cuts me down. Waiting for changes. Yeah, so that's the kind of the verse structure. I mean, there's not really a verse and chorus to this song, but that's kind of that feel. And then we get to the pre-chorus, or the bridge, or whatever you want to call this bit, which is my favourite bit. So obviously we've got a ton of vocal harmonies here. That pad obviously stays through, and the guitar picking changes. So the instrumentation down here changes slightly from what the verse was. So you've got obviously that guitar track there. This strums track was just really low down on the like below the sound hole, right up against the mic, and then just EQ'd with a low pass or a high pass, sorry. Kind of gives it that tinny sound. So when the rest of the guitar comes in. And then you've got this tremolo effect, which is just a guitar sound run through a volume pedal in a tremolo. And then that's automated, so the tremolo starts quickly and then slows down, which you can hear. And then you've got, you've just got an arpeggiation with a lap steel. And then a piano. Nothing special with the piano, just some basic chords. Just to highlight what the guitar's doing. But we'll jump up to the vocals because these are the best bits, I think. So these harmonies are just, yeah, so it's pretty crazy. Lord, help me. So that's, you've just kind of got these harmonies highlighted here at the up front, and then these ones that are wide are kind of tucked back a little bit, and then when you add the lead vocal on top of that, it all just melds together. Lord, help me. It's really pretty. So if you check the rest of the instrumentation with that, you get this beautiful sound. And then that just happens again for the second pre-chorus, so slightly different harmonies in different spots, but same fundamental. Lord, so really big and beautiful, and you can hear that reverb of the vocals just kind of keeps tailing on and on. That's Supermassive, Valhalla Supermassive, which is another great free plugin for just huge reverbs. So I'd recommend that. And then the ending is just the same structure as the verses that followed it, with just a little bit more harmony. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Lots of vocal harmonies, lots of reverb, and keeping a drone kind of throughout the whole thing helps to meld the ambient genre together. Yeah, so that's the track Changes. Make sure you have a look at it when it comes out in June, and keep an eye on the socials for a date. But otherwise, that's the track breakdown. If you'd like more of these, let me know. Yeah, that's how I made changes.